Is it too late to seal my pavers? This is a question we get asked quite often, and the large majority of the time, the answer is simply no. You'd be surprised, pavers that have been laid for 5, 8, 12 years, there's still a lot of life in those pavers that we can bring back and provide you excellent results. We see all the time the benefit of sealing pavers that are, again, 5, 10 years old. Even if pavers are, let's say 15, 20 years old and a lot of the color is gone, even in those circumstances, a lot of times we can still revitalize those pavers by introducing an option that's called tinting, where we inject a dye into the sealer to bring back some color. So even in those dire situations where realistically we don't need to offer that option, but maybe a handful of times throughout the year, because most of the time sealing will get the results the customer is looking for without going to tinting option. But even in those cases where there's really no color to revive, there's still options even in those circumstances. And that's what I wanted to let you know. Like, yes, absolutely. Most of the time, it's not too late to seal your pavers. A lot of times we can revitalize your pavers or your travertine or your marble, many times looking just as good or if not better than the day they got installed. And one of the ways that we can tell is simply by wetting those stones and using that as a guide to see how much color can be brought back. So if you're at home and you want to know, will sealing help my pavers? I would encourage you, just go out there, wet them, splash them, get them wet, and see how much color can be brought back. If you notice that when they get wet, a lot of color gets revitalized, then yeah, sealing is absolutely going to be the key to bringing them back. If you wet it and it still doesn't bring back a lot of color, just know there's still some other options you can turn to. And I would strongly encourage looking at these options before just ripping the pavers up and replacing them, because that's about $20 to $25 a square foot versus $2, $3, $4 a square foot in those dire situations. But again, many times just sealing will get the job done for a far cheaper price than tinting or pulling up your pavers. So yes, once again, I highly recommend sealing your pavers. There's so much good, bringing back the color, increasing the lifespan, protecting it against erosion, protecting it against stains, slowing down weeds and mold. There's so many reasons to encourage you to consider sealing your pavers, and more times than not, it's not too late to seal your pavers.